Welcome to EDST 3550 Educational Assessment, which will take place over the summer semester for the University of Wyoming. My name is Rochelle McCoy, and I am going to be your online instructor for this course for the next 6 rigorous weeks. What I want to start by doing is going over the syllabus for the class, which we'll just kind of go through quickly. If you have any questions, let me know. So you'll notice, of course, I'm your instructor. There's my phone number. That is my cell phone. In the summer, that will be the best way to get a hold of me. Also my email. I will check emails within usually 1 to 2 days at most. Office, you'll notice it says online because for most of you are in Laramie, I'm in Casper. So online office hours are going to be Monday and Wednesday mornings from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. And you'll also notice a Zoom link, which you'll be able to click on. That's going to be a reoccurring link so you can access the online office hours throughout the summer. The required text for the course is Teacher's Guide to Classroom Assessment, Understanding and Using Assessment to Improve Student Learning. Being a elementary teacher for the past 10 years, I tried to choose a text that I thought would be most easily understood and adaptable to what you'll be doing in a K-12 setting, and would give you lots of experience and options to see what that assessment would look like in the classroom. And for class meeting times, on weeks 1, week 3, and week 5, you'll notice 3 dates. You need to choose one time on each of those dates to attend a Zoom meeting. Those will be, we're going to be looking at assessments through video, and then we'll be doing kind of like a discussion critique where you guys will do breakout sessions and we'll discuss the video and then of course any other questions that are coming up with the class. You only have to attend one on each of those dates, so you either choose to attend from 9 to 10 a.m. or from 8 to 9 p.m. on each of those dates. So you will have 3 sessions throughout the next 6 weeks of the course where you'll have to attend one of those hours. The rest of the class will be synchronous, which means you will just serve asynchronous, excuse me. Synchronous will be your sessions when we attend on May 29th, June 12th, and June 26th. The rest of the time will be done at your own pace. And hopefully the weekly videos of lesson assignment instruction and directions will help you keep on task. But anytime you need me, feel free to call, email, or attend those office hours that are Monday and Wednesday from 8 to 9 a.m. This is a 2-credit hour class. The prerequisites, you had to have attended EDST 2450 and 2480 or 2000, and you must be having a 2.75 minimum GPA or better. The course description, really talks about just different ways to assess, that there's standardized assessment, there's formative, summative. We will go through the different types of assessment, but most of all, teaching you how to build an assessment. We're going to use the backward design model, which is a model that's proven to be very effective. So you'll be doing your course project with that, and then also you'll be just building a couple different types of assessments in the course as well, and then teaching you how to analyze the assessments, what to do next once you've gotten the results. So hopefully you'll learn a lot from the class, very introduction to classroom level assessment. You'll find the required readings each week will be posted, and it's also in the syllabus. And your live text account, all of you should have purchased one of these by now. If you have not, you just go to livetext.com and you will purchase an account because you will need to use it for the remainder of your time with the University of Wyoming, including your student teaching residency semester. So the fee that they charge for that is a one-time fee. It will not be recharged again next year. If you have any questions, just let me know. There is a web link there. It shows you how to get it through the bookstore. And as we go, most of you must be familiar by now with the WYO courses Canvas model. All of our assignments will be posted through there. So go ahead and get that set up and make sure that you are in. You can see our discussions, you can see the assignments. I have already published them for the first few weeks, so you should be able to access a lot of the course material already. Let me know if you have any issues getting in. Attendance, missing more than one class session, and we're referring to the 3 mandatory ones that you have to attend. So I'm going to go back up and just show you again. So the 3 mandatory dates are week 1, May 29th, week 3, June 12th, week 5, June 26th. So if you miss more than one of those, then that would result in a failing grade for the class, just because that would be 2/3 of the, if you ended up missing 2, that would be 2/3 of the required sessions needed to attend for the class. Academic honesty, you will have some papers due in here. You'll have a video presentation. It is just not tolerated. So any academic dishonesty would result in not being able to finish the course and a failing grade. Disability statement. If you have any physical learning, psychological disabilities, if you need any accommodations, please just let me know. There's also university disability support located in Knight Hall in Laramie. Late work is accepted, but will result in a letter grade deduction for each day which it's late. So for example, if it's due Wednesday, you turn it in Thursday, it would be 10% off or a letter grade at that point. Anything past the 3rd day, so by the 4th day, which it would be a D anyways, will result in a score of a 0. So if it's due Monday and you get it in Thursday, the assignment would be a 0. Please work with me if anything happens, if you have an emergency. Of course, I would work with you, but that's just a standard late work policy. Student-instructor communications. I'll be available to check email messages on a regular basis. Also, I really would appreciate if you guys would use my phone number that I've given you, which is my cell phone. Feel free to text as well for that, and you'll get a response back to me usually the same day. Work expectations. During a regular semester, there's a minimum of 30 hours of instruction, about 3 to 6 hours additional time for a 2-credit class. So you can expect, I'm going to say a little more with this class just because we are doing a 16-week course in 6 weeks. So probably more towards the 6 hours of time that you'll spend just to keep up to date with what's going on and keep all of your assignments current. And you'll notice that there's required assignments, 6 discussion threads, 1 a week. There's an assignment handbook presentation, which is a video, and then also a written assignment that goes with that. So the written assignment is just the typed version with citations, etc., of your video presentation. So if you kind of think of the video presentation as like an outline, it walks through all of the required components, and then the written assignment would just be the typed version of that. You will have to do a peer evaluation of the handbook presentation. So this is to help one another make sure they didn't miss anything in their handbook video presentation prior to doing the typed assignment for that. You'll do 2 assessment constructions, which means you'll build 2 assessments that will be attached to a lesson plan. The 2 styles of assessment are going to be a performance-based and then a criterion model assessment, which we will talk about more as the class goes and you'll read about in your book. We're also going to do 2 assessment critiques where we watch a video or an audio of an assessment and then you're going to critique it as a class. So we will do these during our first 2 required Zoom sessions, and then the critiques will not be written, they'll just be discussed as a group. If something happens and you do end up missing one of those sessions, just keep in mind that would, be a deduction from your grade for the class. But if you did miss it, you would have to do a written critique. But as long as you're in the Zoom meeting, those critiques will be done just through discussion as a class, and we'll do breakout sessions. Then the big project for the class is called the Backwards Design Project. And that is where, and we'll learn about backward design, but where you start with the end in mind. You say this is what the students are going to learn. Then how are you going to assess the student? and then go into the activities that would help them reach that end goal and assessment that they'll have to do at the end of the unit. I will provide examples as we go along too. On most assignments, I'll provide a secondary and a primary example as needed, just because I know some of you are maybe going into secondary education and some of you will be elementary education. So I'll make sure to address samples for both of those. Here you'll see all of the assignments for the class and then the point breakdown. Total points for the class were at 400 points and no minus plus grades. You just have an A, B, C, D, and then of course an F for failing grade. But it shows you the point breakdown for how to get an A, B, etc. All assignments will be double spaced in 12 font. And please make sure you're following the APA edition for that. Here's a link for when you're doing references, formatting, etc. If you have any questions, just let me know. Also help one another out when you're doing those peer reviews. Please take a look at one another's APA formatting and make sure everything looks good. Now you'll notice a course module outline for the course starting with week 1, which begins May 28th. And then you'll just notice it shows what the overall topic is for that week. It'll show what the discussion question is going to be, what the video lessons around, and then of course any assignments off to the right you'll see in that column for what's due that week. So please, please, please use this as your foundation for the class. It should be very important to make sure that you're meeting all the assignment requirements for the course. And then you'll just see that it's pretty heavy. I mean, each week you have at least 2 assignments due, a discussion due. I've tried to break it down so it's manageable, but it is a 6-week class, so you will be busy. And just quickly, you can see going all the way through our final week, a little bit different. Our discussions will be due a little bit quicker. Our final assignment will be due quicker because that week is only a few days long. So you will only have your final backward design project due into live text, which you will have finished your backward design in week 5. So truly all week 6 is taking those 4 parts that you've already done and submitting it into live text with any changes that I might have suggested or peers might have suggested to you. And then your final discussion post. So week 6 is a little bit lighter. You'll also notice going back up, week 1 is a little bit lighter. So just weeks 2, 3, 4, and 5 will be where the heaviest work will be done. But I just hope you guys learn a lot from this class, and I'm looking forward to being your instructor. Hopefully you'll get a lot out of the videos each week, and they'll align with what you're reading. Of course, the reading is a little bit heavier than what we'll produce in class, just to give you that textbook knowledge. But the parts that I felt were the most important, such as building an entire cycle of a assessment with the backward design, getting to build a couple assessments, and then learning the different types of assessments through formative assessment and summative assessment are the things that I felt like you needed the most hands-on experience with. Although we're an online class, there will be a lot of opportunity for you to build different assessments and get yourself involved with the process. So again, I look forward to working with all of you. Bye.